The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Talking points. After 8 years, it now costs $1.7 million for someone to retire, according to a Bank of Montreal study. Think of it. You now have to be a millionaire to be able to retire in this country after 8 years of this Prime Minister's inflationary deficits and taxes, after 8 years of doubling the cost of home heating with his carbon tax, of increasing food prices by burdening our farmers, by increasing the cost of everything through $500 billion of inflationary deficits. Why doesn't he personally take responsibility for what he broke so that we can fix it?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, it's ironic the member opposite speaks about fixing things. When we took office seven and a few years ago, one of the first things we had to do was reverse the cuts that member had voted for that would raise the age of retirement to 67 years old instead of 65. We continue to step up with increasing GIS by 10% for our most vulnerable single seniors, and in the years following, we have consistently been there for seniors while Conservatives continue to call for more cuts, more austerity, while we've been there to support seniors, and we will continue to, Mr. Speaker.
The Leader of the Opposition.
What he's done is double the rent to $2,200 a month as an average in the 10 biggest cities. He's doubled the home heating bills right across the country, and he's doubled the average mortgage payment to well over $3,000 a month. No wonder 9 out of 10 young people who don't own a home believe they never will. This is after 8 years of inflationary policies that have driven up the cost of housing and driven up interest rates to pay for it. Why won't the Prime Minister admit that these things are broken after 8 years of his leadership so that we can fix them?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, over the past 8 years, we have stepped up on investing in housing. We've invested in low-income rentals. We've made sure that seniors have extra supports so they can retire with dignity. After a previous Conservative government that consistently nickeled and dimed seniors, nickeled and dimed veterans, refused to support young families. These are the kinds of things we've been working on. And yes, Mr. Speaker, there is more to do, which is why we're so surprised that the Conservative Party stood against extra supports for low-income renters, stood against supporting families to send their kids to dentists when they couldn't afford it. These are things that we will continue to do.
The Leader of the Opposition.
Well, the Prime Minister said he was drawing the line to ban anyone from pointing out that things are broken after 8 years of his leadership. Well, his own parliamentary budget officer has crossed the line, Mr. Speaker, saying, and I quote, there is a system that is broken. Anybody who has recently applied for a passport, employment insurance, old age security, and the list goes on. They probably realize very well that the level of public service Canadians are getting is not what one would expect from a world-class public service. There is room for enhanced leadership. Mr. Speaker, will he call to the carpet this rogue parliamentary officer for saying that things are broken?
Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, after a very difficult pandemic, yes, there have been challenges on service delivery, and that's why this government has been stepping up. One of the areas we're stepping up in is recognizing that our universal public health care system needs more support, and that's why we're moving forward with $198 billion worth of investments in additional money to support provinces and territories in delivering better health care for Canadians, whether that's more access to family doctors, better mental health supports, better support for frontline health workers, or better data and information to underpin our system. We are there to invest while Conservatives continue to push cuts.
Hear, hear.